Alright everybody, today we're gonna start with a fun fact. So I want you to guess which is the second country with most Spanish speakers. And I'm gonna give you about 1 second, so think fast. And the correct answer is the United States. Say what? Mind-blowing, isn't it? But it's true. United States has over 50 million Spanish speakers. That is more than Colombia, more than Spain, more than almost all the Latin American countries except Mexico. So today we have a big challenge. And in this challenge, we're going to see what accents you would hear if you were in different parts of the United States. So we're gonna listen to the accents from Miami, New York, the Southwest, and at the end, I'm gonna show you how Spanish speakers speak in Michigan. Of course, there are many kinds of Spanish speakers in the United States, and this is just a general overview on what you would be most likely to hear in each one of these places. And this is of course part of a series of Spanish accents broken down by moi. Make sure to watch them all. So I'm gonna start with the first place I visited in the United States, and this is Miami. Bienvenido a Miami. Welcome to Miami. Bienvenido a Miami. So let me tell you, the times I have been to Miami, I have gone days without speaking a single word of English, and that's totally fine. And I have met people from
Peru, Mexico, Colombia, Argentina, Spain, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, everywhere.
But the great majority, and what you are most likely to hear in Miami, is the Cuban accent. And more specifically, the Cuban Miami accent. The Cuban Miami accent is so cool and so contagious that even people who are not Cuban end up speaking like that. I have family who is Colombian and they live in Florida, and they speak just like Cuban. Oye chico, pero ¿qué te pasa? Oye, ¿cómo está? ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo tú? ¿Quieres un cafecito? The Miami accent has many of the same characteristics of the Cuban accent. They have that tumbao. Oye, yo tengo tumbao. Tengo tumbao. Tengo tumbao. Y no camino de lado. De lado, de lado, de lado, de lado. They also drop most of the consonants. Hola chico, ¿cómo está? And they have some different and interesting slang. ¿Qué bola hacer? Whenever Cubans Americans speak, it sounds like they mean it, whatever they say, even though it has that musicality, that tumbao that I was describing. It is like they mean what they're saying, it's very straightforward, and sometimes they sound like a little bit upset. Oye, pero ¿cómo está, chico? Tienes que ponerte serio, oye. Tienes que ponerte serio, hombre. But if there is a characteristic that is really peculiar to Cuban Americans, is the ability to change between English and Spanish like 10 times, even in very small sentences. Oye mami, come here, ayúdame a filar estos taxes. Something else that I have to say, that I have to point out, is that the English that Cuban Americans speak has been influenced by Spanish. They speak perfect English. There is no question about it. But sometimes the way they say things is different to the rest of English speakers. So for example, instead of saying, I'm gonna get out of the car, they say, I'm gonna get down from the car. Because in Spanish we say, get down from a car. I mean, you're really getting down, like a little bit, but you're getting down. So yeah, Spanish has influenced the way they speak English. Really cool, eh? Now, it's time we move a little bit farther north. So we're gonna move from the great city of Miami to another very cosmopolitan city, New York. If you can make it there, you're gonna make it. Anywhere is up to you. New York, New York. And as I said, New York is very cosmopolitan, so over there you will also find all kinds of Latinos, and you will hear Colombian accent, Argentinian accent, Spanish accent, all of the accents. But the majority of Latinos there speak with a Puerto Rican accent. Or maybe I should say a Nuyorican accent. Before saying anything about Puerto Rico and Puerto Ricans, I must have a big apology to all of you, because in my most popular video that was posted almost exactly 1 year ago, I made this big mistake. Instead of Puerto Rico, they say Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Yeah, I said that Puerto Ricans say Puerto Rico. And for 365 days of this crazy year, I had to reply to hundreds of messages apologizing for saying Puerto Rico when Puerto Ricans don't say Puerto Rico. It is true that Puerto Ricans and Nuyoricans sometimes transform some R's into L's, but not all the time, and especially never ever in Puerto Rico. So they say Puerto Rico. Did I get it right? I'm sorry, I'm such an idiot. Nuyoricans, like people from Miami, have also a significant rate of Spanglish, of switching back and forth. Something that they say a lot is pero like. It's like, how do you say it in English? Like a filler expression, pero like, but like. So this is my best Nuyorican accent, and again I apologize. Ay nena, pero estás hablando como una loca, capicú. They say capicú at the end of any like Domino's game. Apparently Domino's is big in their community. Yeah, please comment below what you know about that, because I would like to know more. Before moving to my next region, I must say that Nuyoricans have been influenced by the English spoken in New York, that sometimes is people fighting with taxis. Hey, I'm walking here! I'm walking here! And also the spiciness that characterizes the people from the island. So what I'm trying to say is that Puerto Ricans are very familiar people, very nice people, but don't mess with them. Don't mess with Puerto Ricans. And now we're gonna go from New York to the opposite side of the country, all the way to the southwest. And as you might expect, what you mostly hear in these areas is Mexican American Spanish. So the accent from these areas that you will hear has a lot of the characteristics of Mexican Spanish, that sense of pride, that musicality of it, and sometimes a little bit nasal, or maybe just me. No mames, way. This is an accent that you are not only gonna hear in the Southwest. It is important to point out that about 60% of Latinos in the United States are of Mexican origin, so you're likely to hear this accent all over the country. The Mexican accent is sometimes difficult to describe, but when you hear it, you recognize it. You recognize that sing-song, those particular slang that they have. Neta, hola, soy de México, ¿y tú de dónde eres? No mames. Mexican Americans, like Cubans in Miami and like Nuyoricans, also have Spanglish, but the Spanglish has a different characteristics. They like to mix Spanish and English into just one word, not even just one sentence, but sometimes one word. Like for example, we have words like troca, or stop sign, or chequear. These are words that are original English, but they just got fused. And last but not least, we're gonna go to my great state of Michigan. So let's hear how Hispanics in Michigan, or really anywhere in Michigan, speaks. As you can see, there is nobody here, because I am the only person that chooses to live in this very cold and lonely place. I'm just kidding, I really love Michigan. Anyways, that's it for today, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give us a like and hit the subscribe button right now. But don't forget to comment below what are some of the Spanish accents that you have heard in the United States and what are their unique characteristics that you hear. So please don't forget to share those thoughts with us and stay tuned for more videos about Spanish accents, Hispanic culture, and language comparisons with Convospeak.